Hello, hello, and welcome back to another video. It is absolutely time to take a ride on the King Song S22 yet again. So I'm new to this wheel. I'm just trying it out, and so far, my last ride and this ride on it, I'm starting to get used to it. I like the idea of having suspension. It feels pretty good. Now, the thing I want to try on this video is seated riding. Now, I don't want to do it in this crowded area where there's a lot of people walking, because I'm not a seasoned seated rider. I'm going to get out on the bike path, and then I'm going to seated ride out there. This is the great lawn, this massive lawn over here. And so, in the summer, or I guess in the spring, it will be open and it will be crawling with individuals. It will be absolutely busy. But right now, I guess they're letting the grass grow. It's still winter. So, nobody's on the lawn. I just need to get off this walking path and get to the bike path. So that's why I'm going really slowly right now. Folks, how you doing? Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for clicking. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Thanks for being part of this journey with me today. Thank you for being part of the family. Thank you for telling your friends about it, which I know you do because it tells me now sharing stats. When it's a little bit packed, I just go into the dirt for a second and then back onto the path. Yeah, I'd love to go up these rocks and whatnot, but I won't be doing that. I'm not a well-versed off-roader. I tend to be just on-road city riding in the streets, avoiding traffic, avoiding cars. That's more my speed. But maybe one day I'll have the equipment needed for some of that good off-roading. For now, it's road time. Yes, and this S22 has a lot of the upgrades, like the new motor and the new sliders. It has a Michelin Pro 2 street tire. This is a pretty well-equipped S22. I'm very fortunate to be riding it. Big shout out, MA. If you like, I'll put your YouTube channel in the description. If not, then it won't be in there. Folks, so if you're wondering, should I buy an S22 Pro in 2024, a couple of years after this wheel came out? Well, this wheel's still very up to date in my opinion, based on how it feels right now. It feels really great, and if you're looking to spend, I'm not sure how much it is, maybe $3,000. I know it was probably around $4,000 at one point, or something like that, or $3 and change. If you're looking to spend $3,000 or less, I'd say that you have yourself a good wheel. There's a good wheel on your hands here. And now, for the first time, or maybe the second time ever, I'm going to try sitting down, seated riding. I'm very unstable. It feels unstable to me to sit. I know some guys primarily sit. Oh wow, this feels weird. Let's see if I can get a mile or two out like this, because I never sit. I can't really sit on the Sherman because I don't have a seat. I do have the new V12, or my new V12, and it does have a seat on it. I did try it. It felt very unstable. I couldn't do it for long, and then I kept forgetting to practice it. So, I don't know. I'm going to just try to get past this crowd, because I can't stay sitting stationary. I'm going to have to get off and take my feet off the pedals. Okay, so the first thing I noticed sitting is that it's weird. It's hard to balance. I feel myself veering left and right accidentally. I'm out of breath. It's like costing me a lot of back muscles trying to stay upright. Rob from Jersey, I think he mentioned that he only sits. You mentioned in the comment, Rob, correct me if I'm wrong, you only sit, you don't stand and ride. I only stand and ride. So together, we're a complementary duo. look out, viewers, for a potential collab with Rob, who's now enjoying the veteran Lynx. Shout out to the veteran Lynx and to Rob from Jersey. Maybe one day soon. So yeah, so Rob sits all the time. I don't know how you do it, bud. You just sit everywhere you go. I notice people sit a lot, like Chooch, Paul Engel, other riders. I know it's probably comfortable, it feels good in some ways, but to me right now, because I'm not used to it at all, I can't make that judgment for myself yet. But it feels good, I guess. Feels okay. Feels a little bit like jarring. But who am I to say, right? Yeah, I'm always standing. I'm a standing rider. I don't feel like I can go more than like 15, 20 miles an hour right now sitting. My knees also feel kind of stretched out. See how much faster and more stable I am? Like standing. Guys, the statistics should be on the screen, like the speedometer and GPS. If it's not, it's been very finicky. I don't know what I can do to get it working properly. I often lose data about halfway through the video. So I'm not sure why it keeps doing that, but if anybody out there knows, let me know. Sometimes I get lucky and the whole video has good stats all the way through. But I'm not sure why very often. More often than not, I've lost about 20 video datas, 20 rides where I thought I had the data going, and then I have to just take it off completely because it's not good. When it keeps freezing up, it's just annoying. It just sits on the screen without changing. So I just take it off completely. But if it's fresh, if it's consistent and works throughout the video, then I leave it on. So if you're seeing it on right now, that means it worked. And what did I do differently this time? Well, I didn't press power on my phone before putting my phone in my pocket. Normally I do that, but I did that for another S22 ride shortly ago, and I thought it would definitely have it because I have a new phone. But thing is, when I put my phone in my pocket, I press power before I put it in my pocket. And then when I watched the video back just now, like through my phone, I noticed the data was there until the 35-second mark of recording. So then the rest of the 15 minutes or 17-minute video, there's no data. It's just frozen on the screen. It's just stuck at 12 kilometers per hour, no matter how fast I go. And the map doesn't change either. So, yeah. So that's what's going on with it. Yeah, see, I have to get up if I want to go super like let people cross or whatever. Yeah, it feels good to sit. It actually feels like I'm sitting, like on a park bench or something, like I'm just relaxing. My knee pads feel weird, like they're being stretched out. I don't want to stretch out my knee pad straps, but I can't help it when I'm sitting because my knees are fully bent. And I don't know what to do about that. Let's see if I can get some air in here. Yeah. Sorry about the sniffles again. I do need some tissues. It's not even that cold out today, but the sniffles, whenever I get out here and it gets windy and stuff, and there's dust and people. Thank you. Then I just get these sniffles. I could have sworn I wouldn't have sniffles today, which is why I didn't make it a big deal to get tissues and whatnot, but looks like I should have still prepared for the just in case. Oh, getting a phone call. Yeah, so put in the comments if you sit. Do you ever sit? Sometimes, maybe, never? Let me take this call. Nope, he hung up. He or she hung up. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, Captain. Howdy, sir. I cannot hear you. Yeah, so getting a little distracted here. This seat is comfortable. Like I said, this is a very well-equipped S22. By the way, I think the owner is considering selling it, so if you're an interested buyer potentially, just leave a message in the comments and I will alert this fine fella that you're interested, and maybe you guys can touch base somehow. Yeah. Okay, it's Lovely day to come out here and try to sit. I wonder how fast I'm going. Maybe 7, 8 miles an hour right now. 7 or 8. I'm going to do a speed launch. Not here, not yet, but at some point during this video, during this ride, I'm going to try a speed launch standing up to see how fast I can get this wheel to go without risking my safety or the safety of anyone else. So yeah, my boots feel like they're being contorted right now. I feel like I'm probably putting creases in my boots and stretching out the Velcro cloth-like straps. Thank you. Of my knee pads. So that's some disadvantages with sitting, but if I could readjust these power pads and the toe power pads, I'd probably loosen them up a little bit, give myself a little more space so that I can angle myself more without like rubbing against the blocks or whatever. But overall, I like what this wheel has to give. It's a reliable, smooth, strong wheel with very elastic, stretchy, bouncy suspension. It feels different from the Sherman. The Sherman is very stiff. It's very powerful, I guess you could say. It's got a big old battery in there. You don't get any range anxiety, but this is fun. I don't get to sit on the Sherman, and I don't get to enjoy. My feet are really getting a rest, actually, right now. Whoa. So, I'm enjoying being able to go over bumps a little more, and I'm enjoying the being able to sit. Maybe I'll get a seat for the Sherman. Okay, so is it worth it, guys, to just go out and get a Lynx? If you don't have a huge, expensive wheel, or if you don't have a wheel at all, you'd have to be a little bit crazy not to get the Lynx. The only drawback I can see is like not having $5,000 to spend on a wheel. But if you do, and you're merely pontificating the issue because of how committed you're going to be or how much you're going to enjoy wheeling, or then I say in that case, definitely get the Lynx. Okay, so if you have the money and you're even somewhat committed to electric unicycling, whether it's because you want to change your life for the better, or you need it for a commute, or like you're looking for new hobbies and you come from a motorcycle background or a skateboarding background, but you just want something a little cooler and funner, then there's no question that you should spend the $4,000 plus, close to $5,000 once you buy like pads and pedals and all that good stuff, and helmet and all the gear. So I want to say $5,000 because I always like to overshoot, and then if you have money left over, great, rather than thinking you're going to spend $3,000 and then it comes out to a lot more. Yeah, so like I said, when your feet hurt while you're riding, doing this actually is like, I can feel my feet recovering. So when I get back up again, I should be ready to do some more real riding, which is great because you normally have to pull over and sit on a bench or something to recover. But sitting like this to recover is just splendid. Gonna pull this down. Sunlight, get some tinted visor situation stuff going. Okay, so that's the first story on the Lynx. Should you get the Lynx? Yes, and of course I use the Lynx figuratively because I feel like it's the king of the hill, but that applies in varying degrees the lower of a wheel you think about. So if you want a Sherman S or whatever other wheel that's lower and lower in stature than the Lynx, then so be it. I know some guys out there are saying the AT Max is better than the Lynx, or maybe the EX30. I don't know. I'm a purist. I stick with what I know. Veteran Sherman has been good to me. So Veteran, Linear, they make good wheels. So I naturally, in sticking with the brand I trust, I would just go for the Lynx. Not to mention that the reviews are stellar all around, despite the potential controversy surrounding the Lynx lately with the cutouts and with some of the quality control issues. I think somebody said something about a bearing issue. Yeah, I can't speak to that. I mean, I know there's some controversy. That's all I know. I know a couple guys had some unexpected random cutouts that never should have happened. And the Lynx was supposed to be like, take dominion control over cutout land and say, hey, We don't cut out. We just, the Lynx slows down to a stop, even in the worst of conditions. Now, how could it not only cut out, but it cut out in the least of conditions? So that's like a major malfunction. That is a gross under-delivery on an overpromise. So if in fact there is an issue, somebody said that it was from a tire change and a failure to take care of the parts and reassemble everything properly. Someone said it was from magnetic fields due to perhaps sliding doors or something, and so another person said it was due to Wi-Fi and radio frequency signal. So there's a lot of conjecture and a lot of people guessing what it might be, but we do know that Leatt, the company that makes the veteran Lynx, suggested that there might be an update, a software update to fix this issue. I know that eWheels, who's always in very close contact with riders and manufacturers, and often helps resolve issues, or at least inform riders on issues. They said that there's an update, a firmware update that may or may not help. So I will report any and all information that comes my way regarding the Lynx controversy. Does that mean you should wallow in your misery if you bought a Lynx? No. It seems to be very, very contained to a few riders. It doesn't seem like it's one of those inevitable things that are just going to inevitably plague every rider. It seems more like maybe some kind of defect that's not affecting all but a few riders. It's only affecting a couple riders. So I think you're still good for the most part if you have a Lynx. I think you don't have to worry too much about cutting out or about regretting your purchase or anything like that. And and if it is, then I'm sure they'll release like a new motherboard or something soon that will make riding the Lynx safer again. Make it deliver all the things it was supposed to deliver. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about you. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm going about as fast as a normal pedaling biker would be going right now by just sitting here. So that's pretty cool. Not exerting much effort. I don't even want to get up. I just want to remain seated and continue to have a grand old time. What do you think of that? Should I do that? Okay, time for a little speed demoning. Here we go. Now, is the speed still on the screen? I don't know. I can't check while I'm riding. I can only check after I'm riding. So if you're watching this, and if I'm watching this, I have my answer by looking at the screen. Is it just beautiful scenery, or is there all kinds of electric numbers and data on the screen? Okay, that's about as fast as I want to go comfortably, so. The wheel feels like it's in great shape. I just don't want to push it to its absolute limit. I hope that was about 35 or something, but if it wasn't, well, that's what we're going to get for now until I get more comfortable with it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Goodbye.